Good morning and welcome to the Crawford County Board of Commissioners meeting for March 23rd. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance with Commissioner Wiederspan.
All right.
Thank you, Brandon.
Welcome, sir.
I need approval of the minutes from the meeting on February 9th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Any approval?
Why February?
Oh,
March? All right. We need a corrected, do we need a corrected motion? And
you roll right through it.
yeah, it's listed as February. It should be March, right?
You're going to amend that
I'm
motion?
good with that.
Okay. By consensus, you're okay? Okay,
Yep.
good.
All right.
Approve the minutes from the work session on March 16th, 2022.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. The approval of payment of bills in the amount of $2,709,688.86 for the period ending March 22nd, 2022.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
There were no executive sessions. Any public comment? Juvenile probation.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Holly.
Seeking the approval of the 2022 mowing contract between Crawford County Juvenile Probation and Crawford County Conservation District. Mowing, cleanup, trimming services will be completed through community service for the district at Woodcock Creek Nature Center and Stainbrook Park in exchange for the one-time fee of $4,500 payable to our Crawford County Juvenile Probation.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, corner, and
Commissioner.
thank you. Corner, Dean's gonna handle.
Coroner would like to request approval and to send payment to the Erie County Coroner's Office in the amount of $7,000 for the 2022 retainer fee for forensic pathologist services.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes. Court admin.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Morning, Kim.
I'm here to seek the approval for the repair costs for our extra annotator in courtroom 1 in the amount of $1,625 with the repair and work to be done by Horizon.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public safety.
Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg.
I'd say we'd just like to approve the payment of $9,250 to ComSys for implementation of our ASAP to PSAP technology in the 911 center. It's covered by our wireless funds at no additional expense to the county.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Assessment office.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good
Morning,
morning,
Joe.
Mr. Galvo.
I bring to you two refunds for your approval this morning. The first would be for our 2021 refund for Meadville's at Meadville due to the tax appeal. And the second would be a 2021 refund for Timothy Dieter.
Should
Take
we
them
take
separately,
those separate, Keith?
I will,
Okay.
so
I'll
we'll
make
do
a
A.
motion for the movies at Meadville.
Okay.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the tax refund for Timothy Dieter.
I'll second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Solid Waste Authority.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning,
Morning,
Brenda.
Brenda.
Hey, we're here to seek approval. We need some appointments of some members of the Solid Waste Advisory Committee.
So moved.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thank you. We are requesting your signatures on the disposal capacity agreements with the landfills interested in being included in the county solid waste fund.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Yes.
We're here seeking approval of the designation of Brenda Schmidt as the county recycling coordinator.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
And our final request is to approve permission, or to seek permission to apply for the 903 grant to cover the approved expenses of the 2021 county recycling coordinator position.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Brenda.
you, Brenda.
IT.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning,
Morning,
Scott.
First item is to ratify the changed 2022 to 2024 Microsoft Enterprise Agreement from CDWG for the $111,320.11 for the first year and $115,967.12 for year 2023 and 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Thank you. Second item is to ratify a 5-year hardware support for 3 critical county switches from DES for $12,342.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
To approve a 4-year network equipment support agreement with Dell for $23,696.22.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thank you. To approve the Adobe Acrobat Enterprise 1-year software contract from CDWG for $2,971.82.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
And finally, to approve a Dell desktop for the IT, for Webmaster from Dell for $1,408.38.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
The Care Center.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning,
Tanya.
Tanya.
I'd like to request to ratify the retainer invoice with LW Consulting. This is for the 2021 cost reporting in the amount of $1,250, and that would be paid from professional services administrative.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
And request to ratify the contract with ACL, and this is for our lab printer in the facility.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Request to ratify the contract with Department of Veterans Affairs for a 5-year IDC contract.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Request to ratify the contract with Point Click Care for the lab service integration.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Request to approve the contract with Windstream. This is for DSL service for 2 years at 16871 Craig Road, and this is for our learning center use.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
And request to approve to create 7 per diem temporary nurse aid positions, positions 3651-013 through 3651-019.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Soft,
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you.
Crawford County Planning.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Morning,
Zach.
Zachary.
First item this morning, we're asking for approval to pay an invoice from Pashik MTR for the City of Titusville's Diamond Street Engineering Services in the amount of $1,413.63.
This is paid for out of the City of Titusville's 2019 fiscal year CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval to pay an invoice to the Meadville Tribune in the amount of $445 for the East Branch Trail and Knox and Kane invitation for bid advertisement. This is paid for out of the ARC grant program.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval to pay an invoice from the Meadville Tribune for the amount of $791.50 for invitation to bid advertisements for the City of Meadville's fiscal year 2020 paving project. This is paid for through the City of Meadville's fiscal year 2020 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Next, we're asking for approval to reimburse CATA for their February 2022 invoice for the Rural Family Workforce Transit Program in the amount of $138.90. This is paid for out of the county's fiscal year 2019 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Next, we're asking for approval to pay 3 invoices from Stifler McGraw in the amount of $19,431.98. These are for the January engineering expenses on 3 projects. All 3 of these are paid for out of the county's fiscal year 2018 and 2019 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
And finally, we're seeking to approve reimbursement of Townville Borough for their completion of their Act 13 at-risk bridge project on West Fremont Road, culvert number 1. The amount of reimbursement is $60,000. This is paid for out of the county's Act 13 program.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Zach.
Zachary.
The county maintenance.
Morning.
Morning, Mark.
Asking approval to pay Eads Group for engineering services for bridge number 26 on Glendon Road for $8,848.50. This will be paid for with liquid fuels money.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Asking approved to pay an invoice from February of 2022 for professional services from Brian J. Noah, County Project Manager, for $2,133.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Asking to ratify an invoice from the Courthouse Remodeling Project, the new assessment office, in the amount of $523.91.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Asking to ratify paying invoices from the Courthouse Remodeling Project, Registering Quarters Office, in the amount of $2,275.94.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Asking to ratify paying an invoice from Home Depot for the new backup 911 center project at the fairgrounds in the amount of $122.21.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Asking approval to pay an invoice for advertisement of a bid acceptance for the new ADA compliant ramp to the Meadville Tribune for $839.50.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Asking to approve hiring Perry Construction to install new HVAC system in the courthouse for $2,217,000.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Asking to approve paying the City of Meadville for the building permit for the new HVAC system in the courthouse for $27,794.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Wiederspin.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Asking approval to hire Gilday Construction to build a new ADA compliant ramp to the front of the courthouse, install new front doors, and replace exterior tile at the entranceway for $391,900 plus $135 per tile.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd just like to say it's wonderful that we were able to do this project and the previous one. We approved item G for the VAC system. We wouldn't be able to do that without the ARPA money that the county's received. It's something, both those projects are been long overdue and been talked about before, but because of the cost, we didn't do it because it would have meant raising taxes to the taxpayers of Crawford County. So I'm very honored and proud that we're able to do this now and not raise taxes and put some good use to those funds that we received. So thank you for your work on that.
Yep, thank you.
Any other discussion? Well said. Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Sock.
Aye.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Human Services.
Morning, Sue.
Good morning, Sue.
Morning, Sue.
I am requesting approval of the fiscal year 2021 MATP final allocation. The initial allocation was $956,248, and the final allocation is $653,199, which is based upon the fiscal year 2021 final reconciliation report. There's no county match on MATP funding.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry,
Yes.
Sock,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
I'm requesting approval for a Dell laptop for our training supervisor. The battery on the current laptop is expanding and will eventually lead to the computer being inoperable. Total cost is $1,046.84. Cost to the county, $210.15.
So moved.
Second.
It's probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'm requesting approval for 18 tablets and 7 laptops for CCHS, plus 3 laptops for the county. These are budgeted items. The total cost is $58,964.98. Cost to the county is $9,363.62.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock,
Aye.
I'm requesting approval for payment for Gabrielle Bonesso, who will be an SOC Trauma Conference keynote address speaker on 3/29/22. She is a comedian, mental health advocate, and motivational performer with lived experience. She will also be presenting a morning breakout session. The total cost is $3,000. There's no cost to the county. It's paid for out of SOC funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
Sock,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
I'm requesting to ratify payment to Leonard's Auto Service and Towing for repairs for vehicle number 4. Total cost was $2,571.07. Cost to the county was $470.54.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'm requesting to ratify payment to Leonard's Auto Services and Towing for repairs for vehicle number 28. The total cost was $3,149.13. Cost to the county is $576.33.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock,
Aye.
I'm requesting approval for the Sprout Center for Emotional Growth and Development to provide a virtual infant mental health training to early childhood staff at the Meadville Y on May 9th, May 23rd, June 6th, and June 20th. The total cost of the training is $3,500. There is no cost to the county. These will be paid for through HSBG funds designated for infant mental health training.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Sock,
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
I'm requesting approval for 4 community members to attend the Trauma Informed Community Development Institute at Duquesne University from 6/12 to 6/18/22. Teams from across the country attend and receive training in community trauma, community engagement, communication, leadership, and more to help their community members to be able to help themselves and their communities to be safe and healthy places to live and grow. Price includes the training, all meals, lodging, and travel. The total cost is $5,429.16. There's no cost to the county, paid for out of SOC funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sock,
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
I'm requesting approval for the F1 amendment to the Summit School Incorporated contract. This amendment is adding the provider shelter program to the contract, as JP would like to be able to utilize the program. The shelter care program is a short-term program for boys ages 12 to 17 who need 1 to 30 days of trauma-informed shelter care.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call?
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
And finally, I'm requesting to ratify the contract for the Center for Family Services to incorporate the second round of ERAP funding. The contract for the original Emergency Rental Assistance Program funding was $5,516,075.02 for January 1st, 2021 to 12/31/2021. This contract for ERAP 2 is for calendar year 2022 and totals $4,690,704.59.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I would just say I want to thank you and your department as well as Center for Family Services for taking on the second round of funding. It's a big task.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Any
thank
other?
you.
Go ahead.
No, that was
Okay,
all.
no, sorry. Roll call?
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
Finance.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Stephanie.
Morning, Stephanie.
For your approval, I have invoices totaling $98,714. These were detailed at last Wednesday's work session.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call?
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
And for your ratification, invoices totaling $9,589.03. These were also detailed at last week's work session.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call?
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you, Stephanie. Under Commissioners, just a creation, A is creation of a fire commission. The names were presented at the work session. No one ran and hid or didn't say they didn't want to do it. Those meetings will be alternating months with the EMS commission. That would be A. That would be my motion.
I will second that.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I would like to thank those individuals being willing to do that, and certainly your work for putting this together, and hopefully we can get them some help.
Thank you. And I think that a lot of those folks are volunteers. We have some city and township people who also volunteered. I think that's a good mix of people. So, roll call?
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan.
Yes.
And B would be creation of an EMS commission, which would be meeting on the alternate month of the fire commission. Same thing. No one ran and hid from the meetings that the names presented at the work session. That would be my motion.
I will second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Soft.
Aye.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes. And we have some new hires.
I will make the motion to approve the new hires and transfers in the packet we were given.
I will second.
Okay, properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Weiderspan,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Soft.
Aye.
Okay. Just for upcoming events, April 6th will be the next work session. April 13th will be the next full session. We are closed on Good Friday, which is April 15th. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Soff.
Thank you. I will just continue to reiterate that we are still in need of poll workers, so if anyone throughout the county is interested in serving in the election process and serving their county and spending the day at the polls, we need you. As we always say, we cannot conduct an election without poll workers. So please, if you're interested, call Jess in Voter Services, 814-333-7307. Reminder to those candidates, multiple candidates who have submitted their petitions for an office, that casting of lots will be today at noon here in the Assembly Room. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to go next. I'm going to leave you for last.
Okay.
I would just like to say, and just reiterate what Francis said about these projects we have in the courthouse. This is a 70-year-old building. It's not true. Francis has not been here for the whole duration.
Not quite.
But he can tell you that the very little work has been able to be performed because we don't have the money. And I find it interesting to read some of the comments on social media about fixing roads instead, or taking care of a parking ticket. instead. Those comments are interesting to me because the money truly is earmarked for this kind of project. They're both good projects, and I just stress, as Francis said, without the use of ARPA money, it would be millages, and that would be, you know, over 3 mills of tax that we're saving by having to do this money through the grant program. So if you have any questions, please, I encourage you to ask one of us. We'll gladly defend and discuss our position, I'm sure. With that being said, I think Commissioner Wierspan has something for us.
Yes, I do. I would ask Nicole Graham to come up front, please. While Nicole's coming up here, on Monday night, I had the privilege at the CCAP conference to go to the P Corp's annual dinner. And every year they give out awards for various areas. And this year, Nicole Graham was honored by the staff at PCOM. It's an award that they pick who the individual is that does a great job of reporting incidents and claims to CCAP. And they said it was unanimous. Everybody wanted it to go to Nicole Graham. So congratulations.
Picture.
And you're in good company because Brittany won this same award in 2016.
Thank you, Nicole.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, thank you.
And along with that award, one person gets the registration, lodging to go to the training by the PA Bureau of Workers' Compensation. So
Great.
congratulations.
Okay. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Brittany, for all you do in human resources. We certainly appreciate it. Any other business for the Commissioners Board today? If not, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, I'd like to bring the Salary Board meeting to order for March 23rd. The approval of minutes from the March 9th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. First we have on the docket is election and voter services.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jessalyn.
Morning, Jeff.
Morning, Jess.
I request to set the rate for the new hire of Casey Dixon, per diem election rover, who is replacing Jenny Tompkins, effective today, March 23rd, 2022, at $10 per hour.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Wow, don't die for lack of a motion.
We're trying to get this figured out.
Hey, go back. We're not done with you yet. We have to vote still. You may not make it. So. Any other discussion?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thanks.
Human Services.
She will never come down here again.
No, that's the end of that discussion, I guess.
I'm requesting to ratify the rate for the emergency new hire of Marjorie Schreffler, per diem driver, replacing Rocco Mazzarella, effective 3/14/2022 at $11 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? I really appreciate that Margie's, if you get a chance to talk to Margie, she's retired and she has some extra things to do. She's willing to step up, and it's just great to have. It's just a wonderful person, so I'm glad that she helped us out. So.
Good.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. The
Thank
correctional
you.
facility.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Jack.
This morning I'm seeking to have ratified the ASME COVID-19 ARPA retention bonus per the attached policy effective 1/3/2022.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Jack, can you talk a little about the challenge you guys have had and why this
Sure.
is important?
We, just like everybody else, we can't find anybody to hire. Nobody wants to come out and work for us. So what we want to attempt to do is keep the people that are there to stay there, so not that it's caused more problems with less staff. Currently, our overtime's going through the roof because our per diem staff makes up most of the vacation days, the sick days, and whatever else whenever our full-time staff needs time off. Our per diem staff right now is at 6, where normally we would like to keep it up around 20. So, and then we have per diem staff that can only work certain days, you know, so that causes issues too. So as to not get all my full-time staff burnt out and being forced overtime all the time, this is just a little bit of a thank you for them to keep them, you know, keep them from saying, oh, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm gonna roll. We've even gone as far as we're gonna be in a job fair this weekend, and we've also signed on to some commercials on 2 different radio stations, which I heard one this morning. It's actually pretty good. So
I can't wait. Where's the job fair at, Jack? So right
it
now?
is Precision Molding, I believe, over by Bessemer
Okay.
Street. It's from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
And I would just add that, you know, just so everyone is aware, not only are our pay scales competitive, benefits are extraordinary with the county. So, you know, it's not just one side of the equation, that many people only look at what that rate is, and they fail to realize the great benefit package that we have with the county.
And that's absolutely true, because anytime that I've requested more personnel, I have to take into consideration that when I do the figuring out for the money and everything. So it's definitely true. We've even got to the point where normally we hire all of our full-time corrections officers through the per diem. We've even got to the point where we're probably going to start hiring full-time straight off the street. And then with an agreement with ASME, we're going to extend the probationary period so that we still have a chance if they're not going to work out.
I see.
So,
Well, thank you, and thanks, Ben, too, for bringing that to us. And I think it's a good suggestion, and we'll hope it gets us some motivation to keep him here for us. So.
certainly, thank
Any
you.
other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
And secondly, I would like to ratify the correctional facility non-union COVID-19 ARPA retention bonus per the attached policy effective 1/3/2022.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? The only thing I'll add is I appreciate your administrative staff helping out, and the union allowed you guys to cover those shifts. That means a lot to have
Yeah, and it
all you
means a
guys
lot
do. So
to the staff
I
too,
bet it
that we
does.
step in and, you know,
much
wish we could
appreciated.
do it more often.
Much appreciated. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
The Care Center. Just like to dominate this meeting, don't you? I mean,
No.
Welcome
Call
back.
this the Care Center meeting.
yes.
Okay. Request to ratify the SEIU Healthcare COVID HRSA ARPA retention bonus per the attached policy effective 1/3/22.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? The only thing I'd like to say is we have had a challenge. We've lost a lot of people who maybe look at the little crystal ball and think that there's a lot of shining light to it. But at the end of the day, what Chris said is true. The benefits to the county are without a doubt top notch, and I think our pay is very competitive there. So a few of the people have came back, and we appreciate that. And I think for the end of it, again, these folks have stayed the course and worked for us, and we appreciate that. So,
Absolutely.
any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to ratify the Care Center non-union COVID-19 HRSA ARPA retention bonus per the attached policy effective 1/3/22.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? And once again, same thing as I told Jack, these are administrative people too that are, Tanya herself has passed out trays and got the dishwasher going, and those are all things that we really appreciate as well, so.
Yep.
No other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
Request to set the rate for the new hire Summer Tribley per diem CNA replacing Laura Cavaretta effective 3/24/22 at $14.50 per hour plus $2 per hour from ARPA funds and an additional $3.50 per hour from Care Center HRSA ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to set the rate for the new hire Holly Senna per diem activity aide replacing Tracy Andrews effective 3/24/22 at a rate of $10.50 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to ratify the rate for the emergency new hire of Christina Smith per diem temporary nurse aide, a newly created position effective 3/17/22 at $14.50 per hour, plus $2 per hour from ARPA funds and an additional $3.50 per hour from Care Center HRSA ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to ratify the rate for the emergency new hire of Haley Watt per diem CNA replacing Samantha Dawson effective 3/17/22 at $14.50 per hour, plus $2 per hour from ARPA funds and an additional $3.50 per hour from Care Center HRSA ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to ratify the rate for the new hire of Morbis Ramsey per diem TNA, a newly created position effective 3/17/22 at $14.50 per hour, plus $2 per hour from ARPA funds and an additional $3.50 per hour from Care Center HRSA ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Request to ratify the rate for the emergency rehire of Brianna Watt per diem CNA, a newly created position effective 3/17/22 at $14.50 per hour, plus $2 per hour from ARPA funds and an additional $3.50 per hour from Care Center HRSA ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
The rest
Thanks,
is for information only. Is there anything else to be brought before the salary board? If not, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you. Oh, is that Gina? Okay. We can bring the retirement board to order for March 23rd, 2022. Initially, I need the approval of the minutes from the March 9th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. There were no executive sessions, and we're ready for you, Gina.
Okay, I'd like to make the motion for Hope Humes Ashbaugh, formerly of the Care Center, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 6/7/21, last date paid in interest through 1/23/22.
Second.
Properly moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Kirsten Runyon, formerly of the Care Center, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 11/22/17, last date paid in interest through 1/26/22.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Dawn McFadden, formerly of the Care Center, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 6/22/21, last date paid in interest through 2/6/22.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Amanda York, formerly of the Care Center, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 3/21/2020, last date paid in interest through 2/28/22.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Hannah Ward, formerly of the Care Center, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 8/16/21, last date paid in interest through 3/11/22.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussions? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion for Sonia Ash, formerly of District Justice in Titusville, to withdraw retirement with a start date of 11/10/21, last date paid in interest through 3/4/22.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I make the motion to approve the Corn Ferry invoice number 195243594 for March 2022 actuarial services in the amount of $2,151 paid from the retirement checking account.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And last, I make the motion to approve the Corn Ferry invoice number 195243729 for the employee retirement benefit statements in the amount of $984.20 paid from the retirement checking account.
So moved, or second, sorry.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there any other business brought before the retirement board? If not, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you. We do have an election board meeting.
We do.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. I'll officially call the election board meeting to order and ask for approval of the minutes from the March 9th, 2022 meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved in second. Any questions, comments? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. At the meeting 2 weeks ago, we had our initial discussion about potential to increase payment for those poll workers attending poll worker training. Currently, it's at $10. I asked the board to consider moving that to $20 and adding a caveat that that $20 would only be paid if the poll worker actually works the polls. There have been instances where someone comes to poll worker training, but for various reasons ends up not working a precinct. And while we appreciate them coming to training, it's important to have them actually work the polls. So that is still something I would like the board to consider, is moving it from $10 to $20 with the stipulation that payment will be made if the poll worker actually works the polls. But I would ask for a motion, discussion, and then leading to a motion if anyone has any other ideas related to that.
Well, I'm just a little hesitant doubling the pay, but I feel a little better that it only is if you do work the polls, because like you said, it doesn't happen all the time, but
Yeah.
there's a few that, for whatever reason, don't go to both, so.
And whether you're a seasoned veteran or a newbie, we always, always, always urge you, if you're going to be a poll worker, to come to poll worker training. You may think that you remember everything and that you know it all, but you know, there's always something more that you could refresh your memory and something more that you could learn. So would anyone like to make a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
So the motion is to increase poll worker training attendance to $20 with and a stipulation that you must work the polls in order to receive the $20. Is that right, for clarification?
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions or comments related to that?
I'd just like to say that Gina, it seems like every year, I've gone a couple of times now, and you might find, like you said, there's different things that adjust, and I think Gina can attest that some of the seasoned poll workers will click a light bulb. I've seen them go, oh yeah, I forgot about that, and the instruction that they provide is good. So it's a good, important time for people to be here.
I think not just that, but it's important because there are so many changes from the state.
Correct.
That
Yeah.
you never know. You could do this for 20 years and have everything stay the same, and all of a sudden, that will be the year that something
Excellent.
changes when you don't. show
Excellent
it.
point,
So-
yeah.
And between Gina, Jess, and Matt, you know, they each bring a different aspect to it, and something may resonate, something that one person says as opposed to the other. So it's definitely a good team who we have to conduct our poll worker training. So I think that's important as well. Anything else?
Well, it has showed up at times that once in a while, you'll find somebody will make an error and they didn't go to poll worker training, and if they had, they would have known that, so.
Absolutely.
Or it would save some phone calls coming in here on election day, so.
Right, right. Okay. Keith, did you have something, or are you okay?
I think I'm okay. I think I answered it in my head. The thought I had was I I assume that if they don't show up, they don't get any of the $20. It's not as if they get the.
Correct.
Right?
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah. Okay, if nothing else, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. The next item is, we had also discussed the potential to increase poll worker pay on election day. Jess and I had kind of analyzed what other counties are doing, and we've looked at our pay scale, and you will recall, I believe, that maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago or something, we did increase the amounts by $5 across the board for judge, minority, majority inspectors, and the clerks. You know, in looking at things again, we're doing everything we can to acquire and retain poll workers. And we're thinking that this would be another area where if we increase the poll worker pay for those 5 positions by $10, that it would further help us keep poll workers. And so again, we had discussion last time, and Francis, I know your thoughts as well. You were supportive, but we're looking at maybe a different rate increase. So I would ask for discussion and potentially a motion.
I'll make a motion for discussion if you want. I mean,
I'll second it.
So, well, I mean, thoughts on what you'd like. Are you interested in changing anything? And if so, what would it be?
I'm certainly fine with a $5 increase across the board. Yesterday at the closing session at CCAP, they had two people from the Senate Government Committee, the majority and minority chairs, and from the House Committee, the minority chair on the same government committee. And if I felt certain that what they said would come true, because they did discuss, you know, the need to help counties, the need for poll workers, and poll workers, if you figured on it per hour, or don't get a whole lot. If I was confident that they would do something like they said they would at least try to do, I could go to 10, but otherwise, I'm at 5.
Okay. Eric?
I'm okay with 10 because I think like everything else, it's just supply and demand. People are not knocking down our doors to do the job. And I know when I first went out as the first year commissioner, when I walked through every polling place, I got the evil eye and said, you know what we get paid. That was the first words out of their mouth. You know what we get paid for 13 hours. And I said, I understand, you know, and we did do the adjustment then. And frankly, I appreciate Francis' his feigned hope that the state will help, but they didn't help with mail-in ballots. They won't help with other changes. And frankly, anybody who has an issue with the next one coming up should also talk to them, because at the end of the day, I think I've said this to many other people, Crawford County we need to plug our own holes in our boat and put our own life preservers out there, because there's no one else looking out for us and no one else looking out for the poll workers. So I respect Commissioner Wiederspan's thoughts, but I'm okay with 10 because I think it's something we have to do to maybe get people to, well, like Jack said earlier, retention of good people we have, and maybe someone who says, well, they do want to make sure we have more people. So I'm okay with 10.
So again, my thought was 10 as well. I would look for a motion from one of you to that respect.
Well, you have I motion. He seconded for discussion. So at 10.
Was it just okay? Was
Yeah.
that?
It is my understanding it was for 10.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, Francis, believe me, I know exactly what you're saying. And Eric, I appreciate your perspective too. I like the idea that the minimum we would move to would be from 91 to 101. I think that's a significant increase. I think it, mentally as well, when it's over $100 as the minimum that the judge of election can receive. The minority and majority inspectors, as well as the clerks on the 150 votes or less, would move from 85 to 95. I like that as well. And then, of course, each other increment would increase by the 10. But when we get to a point where people are beating down our doors and we have a waiting list of poll workers, and they do it because of the pay and benefits, then maybe we can reevaluate, but, I'm supportive also of the 10.
And the only other thing I would add is you have reached out to the state to ask about, again, using county workers because it's a dire emergency, which are thankfully a lot of our county workers helped out. And
Yeah.
when they pulled the plug on that put us in another bind. And I wish they would, well, at least answer you, but I wish that they would understand that would be a good use of some other people to help out. But
That's right.
that's
That really
what it is.
impairs us.
It sure does.
But again, we can't do this without people who have stepped forward from other parts of the county to function in this way. So the motion on the floor is to increase the poll worker pay on election day by $10 for those positions and the increments that we have listed on the pay sheet. Properly moved and second with no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
So that passes 2-1. So thank you both for your thoughts and perspectives related to that. Next we have on our agenda, as we discussed last time, the possibility of starting the formal process to consolidate precincts in both the cities of Meadville and Titusville. And at the meeting 2 weeks ago, I provided you with the sheets that showed what our numbers are, where the precincts are, the number of precincts. For the city of Meadville, we currently have 9. Gina did a very in-depth analysis of what our numbers look like in both Meadville and Titusville. And the thought for discussion and potential vote to have our solicitors start the formal process was to decrease the number of precincts in the city of Meadville from 9 to 6. And then from Titusville from 7 down to 3. They make sense to us both in number of registered voters and physical locations, that type of thing. So I would ask for, if it is the will of the board, a motion to formally begin the consolidation process of precincts in the cities of Meadville and Titusville.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? Obviously, this will be a process. Our thought would be that nothing would change for 2022. That, Keith, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is something that would have to be approved by the Court of Common Pleas in the county, and we would respectfully ask that if the court is so willing to grant us the approval, that this would not start until primary 2023. Obviously, there are information that we need to compile to present to the court. I'm sure there is a comment period, and frankly, anyone now, feel free to contact us related to your thoughts or concerns regarding these changes. Keith, anything to add on your part that you? Okay, all right.
I would ask, Chris, if you could, to enter into the record, could you give Gina had done a good analysis on the larger municipalities, the precincts based on voting to what we want to go to, just roughly?
Sure. Our thought for the city of Meadville is to reduce to 6 precincts. There are places in the county that have over 2,000 registered voters in their precincts. The largest precinct in the city of Meadville, post-consolidation, if you will, would be 1,500. Another at 1,400, a couple at 1,300. So nothing that would indicate to us that there would be a hardship in terms of a long line and difficulty for a voter to exercise the right to vote. We think those numbers are very manageable. And in the city of Titusville, the largest precinct, the largest new precinct, if you will, in the city of Titusville would be not even 1,300. They're all about the same, close to 1,000, 800, and then not quite 1,300. So again, we feel that would work out. Our current arrangement with the city of Titusville now is that everyone is voting in the same location, even though they are separately delineated by precinct, and that arrangement seems to have worked very well. And whether we keep that with a singular location for what would potentially be the new 3 precincts, or we move each of those individually into a certain section of the Titusville community, we have yet to determine, but those numbers appear to be very manageable as well. And all indications, I think, save one person who wasn't pleased with that, grouping them all together, worked out very, very well.
And can you read the top 4 now that we have, so people can see the difference?
The top 4 now, we have Westmead 1 at 2,187, Sadsbury at 2,150, Hayfield at 2,018, Woodcock Township at 1,694.
Thank you.
So again, those would all still be larger than the largest newly consolidated precinct in either the city of Meadville or the city of Titusville.
Thank you.
And obviously, there's no guarantee that the courts would agree with our reasoning. But until we formally vote to start the process, we'll just never know. We think it's the right thing to do. It will actually save the county money, and save an effort instead of having to staff 9 boards of elections in the city of Meadville. We would need to staff 6, and instead of 7 in Titusville, we would need to staff 3. So that would help us as well countywide with acquiring the number of poll workers that we need. Any other thoughts or questions or comments at this point?
Well, I'm not as familiar, of course, with the precincts at Meadville, but in all my time as a commissioner and being on the election board, Titusville is one of the areas that I travel the eastern part of the county on election day and deliver supplies and so forth prior to. And I've been beating that drum for about the beginning that we need to combine precincts out there. I wasn't unfortunately able to participate on election day last fall, but I did in 2020, the presidential year. Of course, as we all know, that's always when there's a lot of voters out. It was combined at one of the schools in Titusville, and the voters loved it, the poll workers loved it. And we've had my whole time, there's 2 places in Titusville have always been, there's 2 separate precincts, but they vote in the same building. So I think for Titusville, I would be surprised if there's much, if any, opposition to doing this. And as you said, the benefits of not needing quite as many poll workers, and of course the reducing of cost by doing that, I think this is something long overdue, and I appreciate getting the ball rolling.
Nothing else.
All right. Well, thank you for that. If nothing else, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carried. Wonderful. Keith, we will meet with you and start that process, and you'll let us know what we need to do and how to compile all the information. So, thank you. Okay, perfect. Great, thank you. The only other thing I have is just a note that we are 3,259 people have requested a mail-in or absentee ballot as of this morning. If, obviously, if you're interested in doing that, please do so. Our state legislative districts have been determined, so those petitions are out until Monday, and candidates will file those directly with the Commonwealth in Harrisburg, and then they will let us know what names go on the ballot. Matt's been, excuse me, working on a skeleton of the ballot, and we'll get that as quickly as we can to format everything and then send it around for proofreading, and we'll go from there. Any other questions or comments from election board members?
I have nothing.
Anyone? If nothing, then I would ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned.